Hello everyone. Today I am going to deal with a topic which is diffusion. Generally we know diffusion is a movement of a substance or a particle from the area of higher concentration to the area of a lower concentration. And generally we have studied diffusion in case of liquids, gases, etc. because their particles are randomly moving because they are not so tightly packed as in case of solids. And how this diffusion is going to occur in case of semiconductors is the concept of today's class. And in semiconductor, often the concentration of carrier is non-uniform. Means in some area the concentration may be becoming greater when compared to the other areas. So again there is a difference in the concentration, means the carrier concentration throughout the semiconductor is non-uniform, and whenever there is a non-uniform concentration, the phenomena of diffusion takes place, and it plays a very major role in case of semiconductor research. So in order to understand the phenomena how it is occurring, let us consider the semiconductor by injecting some carriers into the specimen from an external circuit, and because of this injecting of carriers, a concentration pulse will be usually created. So if you plot a graph of carrier concentration as a function of x, when you inject the carriers, then there will be non-uniform nature in case of the concentration of carriers. So there will be a pulse formed as you can see in this graph. And because of this injection of carriers, now the state of semiconductor is non-uniform, or you can say as non-equilibrium state. So the concentration of carriers is in non-equilibrium state. And whenever there is a non-equilibrium in a system, they try to come back to their equilibrium state. So just like if you are tired or you have exercised a lot, then you are in a state of non-equilibrium, then you will be having a internal pull to take rest and finally come back to the stable state, which is equilibrium state. In the same case, when you are considering diffusion, when you inject some carriers within the semiconducting material, it is becoming non-equilibrium, and finally it tries to come back to its equilibrium state, and in that case the current begins to flow at both the edges of the pulse, as you can observe from these two arrows. And this flow in which n changes rapidly with x, n is nothing but the concentration. This rate of change of concentration is nothing but diffusion in case of semiconductors. So main reason is the non-equilibrium state, and by diffusion phenomena finally it comes back to equilibrium state. So we can say that the effect of diffusion is eventually to bring the concentration of carriers towards the equilibrium situation in which the concentration will be uniform throughout. So let us understand it graphically. Again, I am considering n versus x graph, and we have already injected some carriers. So there will be a pulse generated, and as the time progresses, the pulse will spread out in both the directions equally, and the peak is going to decrease. But one thing what we need to remember is the center remains same, that is located at x0, where you are having the peak of the pulse created due to injection of carriers. So as the time passes, for t is equals to 0, we observe a sharp pulse, and because of its urge to come back to equilibrium, current is going to flow, that is carriers are going to the state of equilibrium by different phenomena. It may be recombination or anything, and the peak is going to spread out and finally come to equilibrium state. So here we can observe that pulse is diffusing. Then this is just with respect to time, but for the same system, if you apply electric field, what will happen? Again we have at a time t is equals to 0. When we inject the carriers into the semiconducting material, we are getting a pulse. Then because of non-equilibrium state, it tries to come back to equilibrium, which means the curve or the pulse is going to spread out or flatten up. And due to the electric field, the peaks are going to spread out. That is, if an electric field is applied to a pulse at t is equals to 0, then the pulse would diffuse as before, but the pulse center would also drift opposite to that of a field because of charge carrier. So electrons, if we consider as the main charge carriers, these are having higher mobility when compared to that of holes. That's why whenever we apply electric field, due to the electrons, the current is going to flow in opposite direction to that of the electric field applied. That's why the diffused pulses are going to change its peak value. Slowly they will spread out and they will move in the opposite direction of that of the electric field. So this is how we understand the diffusion phenomena in case of semiconductors. First is only with respect to time. Here t is equals to 0, then t1 is less than t2. So as the time passes, and second graph interprets as the time passes with the application of electric field, how the pulse is going to diffuse. Then in non-equilibrium state, there is a tendency for the excess of charge carriers to disappear by a phenomena which is recombination, and recombining with the opposite charge carriers is going to spread the pulse which is created. So electron and hole, they will just combine with each other and the pulse goes on spreading out because of the current. So this is again because of non-equilibrium state coming back to the stable state, and this may be due to trapping of the carrier with the impurities also. So this is how we observe the effect of recombination with respect to diffusion in semiconductors. Then to understand the effect of recombination, let us consider the recombination time to be t dash. Again we need to remember the effect of recombination is to bring back the concentration of carriers towards equilibrium from the non-equilibrium state. So tau dash is the recombination time, and based on the condition we can understand diffusion with respect to recombination time. When t is less than tau dash, then the pulse diffuses. T is certain time and tau dash is the recombination time. If the time is less than that of the recombination time, then the pulse is going on diffusing. Diffusion is taking place because it is the time before the recombination is going to take place. After recombination, it is going to spread out. And the second chance is when time is greater than tau dash. Already the recombination is completed, means there is no contribution to current, which means that when t is greater than the recombination time tau dash, pulse will just die out. So we can't observe diffusion because already the diffusion has occurred and the time has elapsed. So these are the two conditions based on which we can understand whether there is diffusion or no based on the recombination time of carrier. Then, in order to understand some basic background mathematically, let us consider some equations. Basic law governing the diffusion according to statistical mechanics is the Fick's law, and Fick's law states that for a non-uniform concentration, means which is again defining the non-equilibrium state, the particle current density, that is J dash. Particle current density is nothing but, you can just define it as number of particles crossing a unit area per unit time, and this particle current density J dash will be equal to minus d into dou n by dou x. Here J dash is particle current density, capital D is called as diffusion coefficient, and dou n by dou x we already defined it as the diffusion, that is concentration gradient. So by understanding Fick's law, we can just say that current, which is J dash, is directly proportional to the concentration gradient dou n by dou x. That's why as n varies rapidly, then the current becomes larger and larger. That is, as dou n by dou x is increasing, that is diffusion is going on increasing, then the corresponding particle current density will also be going on increasing. So both are linked with each other. And the validity of Fick's law is for both neutral as well as charged particles. And as in semiconductors, both holes and electrons are the charge carriers, and as these are charged, the particle current density J dash also carries an electric current because of the charged particles, which are electron, which is e raised to minus, that is negatively charged particle, and hole is a positively charged particle. And by using this particle current density, we can obtain the electrical current also just by multiplying J by the charge of the carrier. That's why the current for electron Je will be equal to E into dE into dou n by dou x. Just we have multiplied the above equation, which is the Fick's law result, by the charge of the electron, and we know electron is negatively charged. That's why the current or electric current for the charge carrier electron Je will be equal to plus E into dE into dou n by dou x. Similarly, we can define for the current for holes. So JH will be equal to, minus will remain as it is because charge of hole is positive. So J dash, which is equals to minus D dou n by dou x, it will become the same, but we are multiplying by E so that we get the electrical current, and DH represents the diffusion coefficient with respect to holes, and dou P by dou x, where P is the carrier concentration with respect to holes, that is hole carrier concentration. Then, in order to understand about the temperature dependence or with respect to other transport coefficients, we use a relation which is the Einstein relation, and as Fick's law, this is also a statistical mechanic result. So according to statistical mechanism or statistical mechanics, we have the Einstein relation which is a relation which relates the diffusion coefficient D and the mobility of the carrier, that is mu. And Kb is a Boltzmann constant, T is the temperature, divided by E is the charge of electron. So main thing which is the significance of Einstein relation is it gives the relation between the diffusion coefficient as well as mobility of the charge carrier, and this is valid for both electrons and holes. So here this equation, which is Einstein equation, is significant because the diffusion coefficient, which is capital D, it is going to be acting like another type of transport coefficient like mu, as they are directly proportional. So now we have got another transport coefficient, which is the diffusion coefficient. So this is about the concept of diffusion in case of semiconductors. Next, based on these equations, we will be solving the diffusion equation for different types of carriers in our coming classes. Thank you.